Judge Caprio leans forward. Ryan Mitchell, you're charged with assault on an elderly person and threatening law enforcement officers. How do you plead? Not guilty, Ryan responds, voice confident. The dashcam footage lacks context. Caprio's eyes narrow. Counselor, the context is clear. Your client assaulted a 72-year-old Vietnam veteran and threatened officers using his father's position. What context are we missing? My client was trying to get his friend medical help, Ryan's attorney says weakly. He didn't intend, sit down, Caprio interrupts. We've watched the footage. Every word, every action is crystal clear. The courtroom goes silent as the dashcam plays George Patterson, calm and professional, refusing unsafe service. Ryan yanking him partially out of the taxi. The vomit on the sidewalk. Ryan spitting. And finally, the threat, call my dad before you do anything stupid. Caprio fixes Ryan with a piercing look. Mr. Mitchell, do you want to apologize? I regret how things escalated, Ryan mutters. But taxi drivers should be more flexible with policies. That's not an apology. That's blaming Mr. Patterson for your assault, Caprio responds. Ryan fumbles for his phone. I'm texting my father. He needs to know, Mr. Mitchell, put that phone away immediately, Caprio commands. My father is police commissioner, bailiff, confiscate the phone. Caprio reads aloud Ryan's message. Dad, this judge is out of control. Treating me like a criminal over a taxi driver who refused to do his job. The veteran thing is being played up. Call the mayor. This is political. The courtroom is frozen. Ryan's father, Commissioner David Mitchell, appears on video call, face heavy with the weight of his son's actions. Commissioner Mitchell, your son asked you to interfere. Would you like to address this court? The commissioner's voice carries 32 years of authority and disappointment. I've reviewed the footage, the statements, the audio. My son assaulted a man who served this country. He threatened officers performing their duty. I cannot ask for special treatment. Treat him like any other defendant. Hold him accountable. His actions are unforgivable. He turns to George. Mr. Patterson, I am deeply sorry. Your decades of service deserve respect, not assault. My son's actions don't reflect the values of the police department. Another pause. I am announcing my retirement, effective in 30 days. I cannot lead a department when my own son shows such disrespect. I must focus on accountability and family. Ryan's face crumbles. Dad, no, Ryan, be quiet. You made choices. I made choices. Now we face consequences together. Judge Caprio delivers the verdict. Ryan Mitchell, guilty on all charges. You assaulted a decorated veteran, threatened officers, and abused your father's position. Your sentence, 120 days county jail, $15,000 fine, 400 hours community service driving veterans to appointments, mandatory counseling for 1 year, formal apologies to Mr. Patterson and Officer Torres, and 3 mandatory presentations on privilege and accountability to police academies. Ryan is led away, passing George. I'm sorry, he mutters. 3 months later, Ryan completes his community service. 6 months later, he meets George at the taxi stand. Mr. Patterson, I grabbed you through your window, threatened officers, used my dad's name as a weapon. I was wrong. Thank you for not giving up on me. George grips his hand. I didn't serve so police commissioners' sons could assault taxi drivers. I served so everyone is equal under the law. Your father understood. Judge Caprio understood. Now you understand, too. Ryan walked into court thinking privilege made him untouchable. He texted his father expecting rescue. Instead, he heard his father demand accountability. He saw his father announce retirement. He saw his father choose a veteran over his own son. That message became the moment that taught him the most important lesson of his life. The courtroom slowly exhales. Ryan Mitchell, once brimming with entitlement, now sits quietly, the weight of reality pressing down. The dashcam footage, the testimony of George Patterson, and the unwavering accountability of Officer Torres leave no room for excuses. Judge Caprio looks over his glasses. This case isn't about privilege. It's about justice. It's about reminding every citizen, no matter their connections, that assaulting the vulnerable and threatening law enforcement carries consequences. Mr. Mitchell, I hope you carry this lesson with you for the rest of your life. Ryan's eyes flicker toward George, who nods solemnly. There's no hatred in that gaze, only the dignity of a man who served his country and his city faithfully for decades, and whose patience and courage demanded respect. 3 months later, Ryan emerges from county jail. The world hasn't forgotten. He immediately begins his community service, driving veterans to medical appointments, hearing their stories, understanding their sacrifices firsthand. Each ride is a lesson in humility, responsibility, and the value of service. 6 months later, he returns to the taxi stand where it all began. George Patterson is there, leaning against his cab, his 72-year-old shoulders steady. Mr. Patterson, Ryan says, voice quieter than ever, I grabbed you through your window, I threatened officers, I used my father's name like a weapon. I was wrong about everything. Thank you for not giving up on me. George grips his hand firmly. I didn't serve so police commissioners' sons could assault taxi drivers. I served so everyone could be equal under the law. Your father understood. Judge Caprio understood. Now you understand, too. Ryan finally nods. The lesson isn't just about accountability, it's about respect, humility, and the principle that no one, not even the son of the city's top cop, is above the law. He had walked into court thinking connections and influence made him untouchable. He had texted his father expecting rescue. Instead, he witnessed his father choose justice over family favoritism. He heard his father announce retirement. He saw his father uphold the values of the police force above personal loyalty. That moment, the hard, unflinching truth, became the most important lesson of Ryan's life.